but we are at the main event for today. Today, we are talking about your why must be bigger than your excuses. Okay. Um, Guys, throughout your health journey, man, these are mainly for people that are getting back into working out. And this can be applied to anything, outside of fitness, but mainly we want to stick with just the fitness aspect. Um, your why when it comes to you achieving your goals, when it comes to you having expectations, when it comes to you being on a journey, right, to achieve those goals, your why is going to be the most important anchor in that situation. Because I see it all the time as a health professional. I don't even look at myself like a fitness trainer anymore. I'm more of a fitness professional. That's what that's what I brand myself as. I'm a fitness professional. And what I've seen in the last 10 years as a fitness professional is that people set goals, they have goals that they hope to achieve, they set out to achieve. But the biggest factor is they forget their why. They forget the reason why they started in the first place. So you might have a goal, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds in 4 to 6 months. Great. If you haven't worked out in a year, if you're just getting back into it, well, I need you to prepare yourself for what's about to happen. You are going to get tested within the first week, mainly because your body is not going to be used to the intensity that you're going to put it that you're going to put, excuse me, your body's not going to be ready for the intensity that you're going to put it through because you haven't worked out for 6 months or to a year, right? So your risk of quitting, your risk of burning out is going to drastically increase. And I've seen this time and time again. People set unrealistic expectations for what they want. They set unrealistic goals. I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. Unrealistic. No, set measurable goals, right? Once you do that, okay, now the work begins. Now taking action begins. But like I said, you will be tested within that first week. Your body's going to reject a lot of things that you're going to be putting yourself through, being in a calorie deficit, working out, sleeping right, drinking water. All of these things are going to be very uncomfortable for you. And within the first week or so, I would say the first 7 to 10 days, you're probably going to want to quit within that 7 to 10 days. Your body's going to be begging to quit. Your body's going to be begging to stop. Mainly for the simple reason that you've done so much damage within that year of putting, poor quality food, nutrition in your body, excessive alcohol drinking, maybe drugs, maybe bad sleep. So your body's going to be rejecting the good stuff because it's so used to the bad stuff. It's built up a tolerance to the bad stuff. So they think the bad stuff, your body thinks the bad stuff is normal. So when you start to exercise good habits into your life, your body's going to naturally reject that because they think that's the bad stuff. We're not used to that coming in here. We're used to processed foods. We're used to alcohol. We're used to drugs. We're used to you being up late and being on your phone. We're not used to you going to bed at 8 p.m. and drinking more water and eating a high protein diet and exercising. We're not used to that. So we're going to reject that and we're going to make you stop that, which is why most people quit. So in this process, I need you guys to go back to your why. Why did you even start to want to partake in a fitness journey in the first place? Why did you want to change your body in the first place? Why did you want to lose that weight? Why did you want to get healthier? Why, after 1 year of not working out, why do you want to come back in the gym now and make a whole lifestyle change? What's the reason? You have to have a reason for that. Because if you don't, you're going to be more willing to quit. there's not going to be a foundation to run back to, you know, because I hear it all the time in different assessments that I have with different clients. It might be family health history. It might be I want to be around for my kids. It might be, man, I have low energy. So you have to figure out what it is that you are, that what it is that made you want to start in the first place. That's going to be the anchor to save you, you know. And a lot of times you might think that you're quitting because you're lazy, you know, when the whole time is you quit because you never had a strong reason to stay anyway. You know, you can have a reason as to why you want to work out, but it has to be built from a place of pain, right? It has to be coming from a place of pain. You can't just say, "Yeah, I want to work out because I want to get healthier." Well, why do you want to get healthier? Like let's peel back the layers now, right? Let's get deeper here. So if you can't go back to that pain, well, it's going to be very difficult for you to even stick around. And when you don't see any results in 2 or 3 weeks, you're probably going to quit very quickly, because your foundation isn't strong enough. You know what I mean? So I think the biggest thing is before you decide to jump into your fitness journey, before you decide to get into a place where you want to change, you have to know the real reason why, right? You have to understand what makes it so important now than before. What were you doing a year ago that made it so different now? So, it comes down to, again, man, a mentality, and even when you're faced with adversity in your fitness journey, you have to remember, even when you're tired, all right, why are you doing this? Even when you're tempted to cheat on your diet, why am I doing this again? Even when progress feels very slow and mundane, the process is mundane. The process is, the same thing every single day. Remember why you're doing it for. If you can't remember why you're doing it, then you're going to quit. It's going to be very easy to quit, you know? So if you can bypass this process, if you can bypass the temptation of cheating on your diet, if you can bypass the temptation of feeling tired and not wanting to go work out, if you can bypass if you can bypass seeing little to no results within the first couple weeks because you know the reason why you started, well, you just put yourself ahead of a majority of people that started for vain reasons, right? You are coming from a place of pain. Find out what that pain is. Channel that pain into what you're doing and then use that every time you have the need to quit. So, and at that point, man, that will be your motivation. You won't need someone to push you. You won't need someone to keep you accountable. The motivation comes from the pain. The motivation comes from you remembering why you even did this in the first place.